All anime fans like to jump on the next big show, either to praise how god tier it is, or to shit all over it and write on every anime forum how overrated it is. Make sure to check out my other video where I covered 3 contenders for the next best show. Those were Hell's Paradise, which is currently airing, and Making Waves, Dan Da Dan, my favourite ongoing manga series currently, and also Kaiju number 8, which I think the animation, if done right, could be on the scale of Attack on Titan with the size of its kaijus. Today, however, we will be taking another 3 potential candidates for the next hit anime. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe for more anime and manga related content. Without further ado, let's get into it. It's no surprise that fantasy is always one of the most popular categories when it comes to media. And not just anime, fantasy has a crazy mass appeal, and there's good reason for it. Lots of us lead very mundane lives, wake up, go to school or work, come home, do your chores, maybe a little time gaming, and go to sleep, rinse and repeat. Sometimes we want that bit of escapism to a completely different world filled with magic, monsters, one totally different from our reality. However, with popularity does come a severe amount of saturation. There's so much trash isekai and fantasy right at the moment, I don't know which ones are good or which ones are bland ass copy and paste of one another. Thus enters my first candidate for the next best anime, and that is Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I love fantasy when it gets flipped on its head, and Frieren flips the fantasy genre so hard the fantasy genre itself is trying to sue for a whiplash claim. Let me set the premise for you. Take your generic fantasy, okay? What do we never see? The ending. Most importantly, what happens after the quest is over? Well done, the heroes won, but I mean, surely there's more. What happens when a member of the hero's party was an elf, a species that is known for living hundreds of years, and what is an entire lifetime to a normal human feels like mere weeks to an elf? What happens after her party grows old and eventually one by one pass away? What does an elf do with another 400 years or so of her life after the quest is ended? That's the basic premise of Frieren, and this complete unheard storyline of fantasy series makes me so invested. It feels so fresh and new, delving into unexplored territory. Frieren luckily already has a confirmed anime, and it will be airing fall of this year, with Madhouse animating it, who are known for such bangers such as One Punch Man, Overlord, No Game No Life. You already know the animation is gonna slap. My next entry is a series that I've covered a fair bit on this channel, so I'll stay brief and hope you watch my other videos for a more in-depth analysis on it, and that is the sad story of Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is an outstanding Korean webtoon with an amazing style, some of the most interesting characters and world building and monsters I've ever seen. Unfortunately, although the series has concluded, we did lose a huge talent, being the creator of Solo Leveling. Jang Sun-rak, otherwise known as Dubu by many. It's a huge shame Dubu would never see their amazing story of a weak hunter, Sung Jin-woo, and his journey to discover the true origin of his newly found power and the mystery of the horror-filled dungeons which have claimed the lives of many hunters before him. However, with A1 Pictures animating, known famously for such bangers as Kaguya-sama, 86, Licorice Recall, Mashle Magic and Muscles, Nier Automata, Waterkoi, Sword Art Online, the list goes on and on. They have such pedigree when it comes to animation. Dubu's masterpiece is in good hands for its 2024 release. Right, the last 2 were a bit serious and maybe not everyone can handle heavy themes, so let me offer to you all Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, a horror comedy series that is wacky at the best of times. What would you do if you had been a slave to a corporation, throwing your life away at a job you hated, until one day you wake up and the world has been taken over by a zombie apocalypse? You panic and cry thinking, oh my god, it's all over. Or do you do what our protagonist Akira Tendo does and takes the zombie apocalypse as, hey, I don't have to go to work anymore. Maybe I should get around to doing that list of stuff I've always wanted to do before I die. The series is balls to the wall insane, funny and a little bit terrifying. Zombie sharks, dudes twerking naked in front of zombies, riding a motorcycle through hordes of zombies littering the streets of an apocalyptic Tokyo. That's just snippets of what to expect from this series. Zom 100 will be animated by Bug Films, who have done work on some amazing shows such as The Ancient Magius Bride, Gundam The Witch from Mercury, Comic Can't Communicate, and a personal favourite of mine, Summertime Rendering. Anyway, that's another 3 shows I believe could potentially become the next hit anime series. Let me know any other series you think could do the same down in the comment section below, or even tweet me at Mahoney Marty on Twitter. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.